Guys, what's going on? My name is Luis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is April 26, 2023, and welcome to the Grand Screen News channel. Alright guys, so we have some breaking news updates. We have some huge information coming out. So South K Yoon says response to North K nuclear attack would include sleeping giant nukes. Guys, I just posted a video not too long ago. If you missed it, the link will be in the comments box. But you have the Sleeping Giant leader and South K leader are reportedly planning to sign an agreement today in Washington to allow the Sleeping Giant Navy to dock and deploy nuclear ballistic missile submarines to the Cape Peninsula for the first time in more than 40 years. But right after this, we received this here, that the Sleeping Giant could get involved and start using nukes on North K. All right, so the Sleeping Giant managed to find themselves in another biblical war. This time is North K. All right, guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, family, so loved ones. I appreciate the love and support. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, once again, the PayPal link and the Patreon link is in the description box. Also, guys, $1 a month Patreon will get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, guys, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. All right, so let's see what's going on in this one here. And if you can, please share the video. Let me just read a little bit of the comments here. So you have North K capital to South K. It's like 20 minutes of drive. What about the fallout? That's true. That's true. So if they start launching nukes towards North K, that would impact South K. That would definitely impact South K. Someone said, okay, enough talk. So who's going to start now? The Sleeping Giant is the one provoking. They're the one provoking. This is the Sleeping Giant playing the bear Belarus card. That's what I said, guys. That's what I said. I mentioned that in my other video. That the bear is sending nukes to Belarus. Now Sleeping Giant is sending nukes to South K. So the Sleeping Giant is following almost the same footstep as the bear. The difference is the bear is doing it because they are dealing with NATO. The Sleeping Giant are doing it because they want to look for WW3. The Sleeping Giant wants one of these lands, the bear, the red dragon, North K, one of them to launch first. And they are provoking these lands, and these lands are not liking it. Man, this is getting big now. Someone say we don't want biblical war. East for the you know what, and to say because they don't have to fight. All right, let's go with this article really quick here, guys. If you can, please share the video. This is big news here, guys. This is very important stuff. You have two leaders right now talking about this. A lot of information are coming out. So right now, I believe Kim is just sitting back listening to all this. He's not pleased. So South K leader, once again, Mr. Yoon, said Wednesday at the WH that peace with North K will come through strength and vowed that any response to a nuclear event will include the Sleeping Giant weapons. Now, I mentioned this. The Sleeping Giant are going to send their submarines. But the Sleeping Giant will have the button. They're not going to give the button to South K. The Sleeping Giant will hold the button. They the one who's going to decide to push the button. Now, South K. the sleeping giant is using South K. The South K leader is just deceived now. So he think that the sleeping giant is gonna help them. Wow. All right. So it says here, sustainable peace on the Cape Peninsula does not happen automatically. Yoon told a joint news conference with Mr. Burns. Now, here's the thing. The Bible does mention when spoken of peace and safety, or when spoken of peace and security, then sudden destruction shall follow. Now, I mentioned this many, many times. Mr. Burns' mind is malfunctioned. I mean, we are seeing it. So, malfunctions. So, we are basically witnessing Romans chapter 1, the book of Romans, chapter 1. When it comes to Paul saying that God has given many up to a debased mind. So many people nowadays, their minds have been malfunctioned. So to them, what's peace is war, was war, it's peace. What's good is bad, what's bad is good. Perilous time, perilous man. All right, so it says here you can achieve peace through the superiority of overwhelming forces and not a false peace based on the goodwill of the other side. The problem here is that this is a message that is not going to lead to peace. It's going to lead to destruction. Yoon was speaking after Mr. Burns' group agreed to send a nuclear sub to South Cape following months of missile tests by North Cape. So our two lands have agreed to immediate bilateral presidential consultation in the event of a North K nuclear event and promise to respond swiftly, overwhelming, and decisively using the full force of the alliance, including the sleeping giant nuclear. Look out. Look out. Now, let me take you on this one really quick here, guys. This is a photo that was released not too long ago. So Mr. Burns, the leader of the Sleeping Giant, and Yoon, the leader of South K, warned North K of NUKE response. Here we go. Here we go. Now, I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to go through some of this stuff here, guys. Now, I did post a video about it. The link will be in the comments box. So make sure you watch the video. It's very important, guys, because a lot of things are coming, and it's just I do believe that all this lines up to scriptures. Mr. Burns and his South K counterpart, Mr. Yoon, warned North K it will face a nuclear response, and the end of the you-know-what of North K. Basically, they're saying this will be the end of Kim. We're gonna remove him and this and that if they launch towards South K. Speaking at the WH after Oval Office, talking during only the second state visit so far in Mr. Burns' presidency, the two leaders said that the sleeping giant security shield for South K was being strengthened in the face of the NUKE armed North aggressive missile test. And they made clear that if the isolated, land in South K attacks south of the sleeping giant, the response will be devastating. They talking about nukes here, guys. Yeah, North K is not gonna like this. I got a feeling that Kim is gonna launch something. He's not going to hit anything. He's just gonna launch something like to release his anger. There's a possibility ICB, or something else. Possibly launch it past, over Japan or something. A nuclear event by North K against the sleeping giant or its allies will result in the end of whatever group were to take such an action, Mr. Burns told reporter at a joint press conference with Yoon. Now, once again, Mr. Yoon said his priority was to secure peace through superiority of overwhelming forces and not a false peace based on the goodwill of the other side. There's got to be other ways, but this is not going to tell Kim. It's not going to change his mind. This is actually going to piss him off even more. Kim is not going to say, "Hey, I'm sorry," I'm sorry, and he's not going to say that. In the event of North K nuclear event, he said the Sleeping Giant and South K have agreed to respond swiftly, overwhelming, and decisively using the full force of the alliance, including the Sleeping Giant nuclear. A military honor guard and hundreds of guests massed outside the White House, where Yoon and his wife Kim arrived for a day of pomp and ceremony. They were due to wind up proceedings with a lavish state dinner in the historic East Room. The Sleeping Giant Declaration. Here we go, guys. So you have South K leader and Mr. Burns issue what was titled the Sleeping Giant Declaration, bolstering the Sleeping Giant nuclear umbrella over South K, which is increasingly nervous about the saber rattling in the north. Give me a second here, guys. All right, give me a second here, guys. All right, so you have Mr. Byrne has reaffirmed his. Some of this stuff here I'm not going to read because I just made a video not too long ago, guys. I just don't want to repeat myself. But these links will be, the link will be in the comments box. So I'm just going to skip some of this here. Okay, so all this is going to lead to the nuclear submarine, which again, I already talked about it. The video link will be in the comments box. It's a repeat of history. The last time South K seen nuclear submarines was back in 1981 or like the late 70s, something like that. Now it's back in the year 2023. You tell all these statues, these are, during the war, Korean War, and so many other stuff. History is basically repeating itself. Yeah, so this here I already talked about, guys. These are like the aircraft carriers, bombers. A Sleeping Giant official said that the steps are being taken in advance to diffuse potential tensions with the Red Dragon capital over the tougher military posture. So we are briefing that the Red Dragon in advance and laying out very clearly our rationale for why we are taking these steps. The official said, adding that the Mr. Burns administration is disappointed that the Red Dragon has been unprepared to use its influence on North K. All right, so South K leader will address a joint session of Kongs on Thursday and have lunch with the VP of the Sleeping Giant and Secretary of what. All right, so he's going to stay here for at least a couple of more days. On Tuesday, Mr. Yoon and Mr. Byrne visited the K-War Memorial. So again, history is going to repeat itself. So Mr. Yoon also laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. All right, we're going to skip all this here. All right, so this is where we are right now. Is a repeat of history. These two are warning North K of nuclear response to any strikes. All right, so this is where we are right now, guys. Give me 1 second. So South K Yoon, the leader, says response to North K nuclear event would include sleeping giant nukes. Like I said, sleeping giant is following the same footstep as the bear leader when the bear leader deployed nukes in Belarus. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. My next video is going to be very important. The bear leader was rushed to, give me a second here. There was an emergency meeting. The bear leader rushed to Kremlin 10 p.m. Moscow time. There was an important meeting, guys. So that video is going to come up next. I just received a notification just now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give your life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path. And that's the path of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, guys, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Give your life to Jesus Christ and get baptized. We are living in tough time. Till next time later. Peace.